Hey, you guys, it's Jen and Bunny. Bunny's been, hi, Bunny. Hi, Mom. Bunny's been trying out some new looks for Easter. You know, it's coming up soon and he wants to look his best. You do look very fetching, Bunny. Well, thank you, Mom. Thanks. Yes, now this isn't really about you because I've got some other things to show, but I will let you come back at the end of the video and say goodbye to your friend. Okay, Mom. I didn't even say hi to my friends yet, so how can I say goodbye? Hi, friends. Okay, thank you, Bunny. Um, yeah, I haven't been around for a while. As usual, everything takes me so much longer, and, yeah, I've just been really depressed with the state of the world and having a hard time pushing through all of this crap. And anyway, I wanted to make something uplifting. There's my dog barking at something. And um I needed something to take me away from all the stuff that's going on. Yeah, it's really bad and I'm so over it. And I think a lot of people are, but nobody really knows how to fix it. So anyway, enough about that. This is a pouch I made. Very rough, very primitive, lots of fabrics that I just sewed together in a random pattern. And it's just closed with some cotton fabric. And then you open it up, and there are 3 journal cards inside. Let's see. The first one is a real photo of a lady and a little boy. I think it's probably her grandson. And there's some fabric, um some bells on a bulb pen. Oh my goodness. And here's a milk cap. And let's see. This says, and she loved a little boy very much, even more than she loved herself. And there's a little fairy with well, I think that's one of those big Shasta daisies. Anyway, that goes in here, and there's one that says, of all the animals, the boy is the most unmanageable, but you can't get him out of your heart. And that is so true. And there's another little fairy guy. So, little boys are absolutely the sweetest. Let's see. And on the back, there's a picture of a little girl. I think she's so beautiful. She's got a little bunny, and let's see what's in here. And she stopped and she heard what the tree said to her, and she sat there for hours not wanting to leave, for the forest said nothing, it just let her breathe. Becky Hemsley said that. It's a much longer poem, but that's the most important part. And there's a bunny on the back of that. And I have some vine trim, some seam binding, some fabric, a button, just stuff. And so that's that card. And then we got this one with a cute little girl on the front, and there's a fairy sitting on the moon, and this pin, and this is something important, I'm sure. Fairy tales and secret doors are not only meant for children, they beckon. Never hesitate to have an adventure. And there's a little fairy girl there. So that goes behind this picture of this cute little girl. And then that doesn't have anything behind it. There's a button and some fabrics. And then on the back, there's a little clip here. It says, daffodils in springtime look like little cups of gold. Perhaps the fairies come and drink the raindrops that they hold. And there's a bunny and a button that looks like a clock face. And this has a fairy on it, and this little tiny clip, which is holding it in place and extremely hard for my arthritic fingers to open. I'm going to do that later, actually. And so there's that one. And this one it's a advertisement of a little girl sitting on top of a box of something, I don't know what. And oh, isn't she cute? And so there's a little girl with a teddy bear, and let's see what's in here. It says, la la la. Here we go. Every day is a new chance to start over. You are never too old to dream another dream. And a penny for your thoughts seems a little pricey. And that's just a trifold thing that I made, and that goes behind this picture of this little girl. And then this is an envelope that's, a flip up, and this has a little picture of, oh, there's a little girl, and it says, "Dear old world, you are very lovely, and I'm glad to be alive in you." That's from Anne of Green Gables. And life is short, it's up to you to make it sweet. So that goes in here and flips back down. And then on the back is just it's kind of like a collage of labels and various things. And here's some fabric sewn together and a yellow button. So that's that. And they all go back in this little fabulous pocket. This thing is, I, I love Chrissy Crosser. I even love saying her name, Chrissy Crosser. Anyway, I watch her videos and I get so inspired by her stuff. And I always want to make something similar, but I am not nearly the seamstress that she is. She is amazing. So anyway, I started this out, and it was going to be like a fabric book, and it was going to be reminiscent of something Chrissy made, and it totally failed. But I actually like what I made. It doesn't have anything like something Chrissy would make, but I did like the outcome. So there's that. This is a journal. Hang on a minute. I was taking a drink. Yeah, not vodka. It was just water. So this is all fabric, basically. And this is, the tie is just a bunch of fabric. But every fabric in here is vintage. Like, it's either old cross-stitched pillowcases. A lot of them are from my family, or tablecloths, or lace, or cross-stitch projects, embroidery, whatever. So I decided that I would make a book out of fabrics. And this is like one of those cabinet cards. Says home. Where we love is home. Home that our feet may leave, but never our hearts. So that goes in here. And then here are some little tiny pictures I found. This one's got a little child in a high chair. It says, "Little baby, take your time. For while you are tiny, you are mine." And that's so true. They grow up so fast. And here's a mom and a little boy. It says, "My heart, a little boy, everything you never knew you always wanted." And that is so true. I had my daughter first. When I was pregnant with my son, I really wanted another girl. And I had my boy, and I was smitten. And here's, I don't know this story. There's a man, an older man, and a young girl, and looks like a bottle of something, wine or whatever. And yeah, it just says, "Enjoy the little things," because it looks like they're going to celebrate something. And then, oops, sorry, I bumped my camera. inside here, in every single page has a huge pocket behind it. This whole thing is, yeah, hold on a minute. I'm going to make my camera go up a little bit. There we go, kinda. Anyway, there's a huge pocket behind each page. And I wanted to put a bunch of stuff in the pockets in order to give the book more substance. So there are a lot of things. And there's this little girl, and says there's a garden in every childhood, an enchanted place where colors are brighter, the air softer, and the morning more fragrant than ever again. And this is a card type thing. And inside of it, there's a little girl holding a rainbow butterfly. And it says, let me play in the sunshine, let me dance in the rain, let me sing for joy, and remember the days of my childhood forever. So that goes in here, and every one of these is intentionally made, strong or chunky or whatever, in order to keep, the book more strong. And here's a picture of a little girl. It says innocence. And trying to see. Yeah, that's the same. And then here is a little tablecloth with different kinds of pouches and fabric and stuff. Inside of this little pouch, there is a tea bag and a little thing that says a cup of tea to you from me, with a little teapot thing. And then on the back it's got tea with a leaf. And then this is a little card that I have a deck of these, and it tells you different kinds of teas you can make for refreshing or detoxing, or whatever you're trying to do to yourself at the time. So those things go in there. And this, let's see, behind this one, we got, okay, there's a card, and it says tea. And then you open it up, and there are a whole bunch of quotes about tea. And just, my favorite one, I think, is, though I cannot flee the world of corruption, I can prepare tea with water from a mountain stream and put my heart to rest. That's one of my favorite, because that just sounds kind of lovely, actually. So that goes in the big pocket behind this page. And then you turn it, and here's a picture of a little girl and I guess her mother. And, yeah, it says different things on here. My heart and daughter, my heart is full. And here's a little book thing with a heart made out of music paper. Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eyes. Lay your head close to my heart, never to part. Baby of mine, which is the song from Dumbo, which that can make me cry just hearing that song. That was very gut-wrenching, and then it was a cartoon to boot, but it still got to me. And this says, a mother writes on the heart of her child what the world's rough hand cannot erase. And I think that's very true and very important, because the world is a harsh place, and you've got to give your children the self-esteem they need to get through this world. And this is a cross-stitched pillowcase part with trims and laces and things. And this has a picture of a lovely lady, and this is the actual quote to that thing that I told you about. It's the whole poem that goes to the part where she went to the forest and sat there because the forest just let her breathe. and didn't say anything, and that's what she needed. So that is the total poem. And here is a lovely card, and inside there is a honeybee, and there is this little thing that says, bees spend their whole lives dedicated to their hive. When they get old and frail, they will spend the night out of the hive sitting quietly on a flower. He does this so if he should die, the rest of the hive is not bothered with having to remove him. So the next time you see an old bee sitting quietly on a flower in the twilight, blow him a gentle kiss and thank him for his service. So that's on this page, and then the rest of the pages are just, it's like a little blank booklet for all your journaling needs. You can get a lot of information in here. So that goes in here. And here is a page with a little squirrel and a bunny and a couple little chicks, and it's kind of very springtimey like they're having a conversation. And here also is a little pad of paper with a bunch of strange, like there's fabric, there's everything, there's all kinds of stuff. There's the wiggly paper, there's book pages and music paper, and yeah, it's just a little pad of paper if you need to put some notes on there. And this is a picture of a baby on a card. And this page is also a pillowcase, that had stuff on it. And then this is just like crochet that was on the bottom, and there's a little picture of a little fairy girl, and it says, you must listen to a child with your heart, for their words are the whispers of their souls. And that goes in this little pocket. And this has some pretty, those are rub-on flowers. It says, let us take our hearts for a walk in the woods and listen to the magic whispers of old trees. I got this from Chrissy Crosser. Again, I get to say her name, Chrissy Crosser. And I just thought that was a wonderfully magical sounding quote. And I stole that from her. Sorry, Chrissy. Whoopsie. And inside this one, there is a homemade envelope. And there is just a bunch of cards. Make each day a story worth telling. The question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. Ayn Rand said that. And every life has a story. Be the hero of yours. And this is a picture of a little boy and girl. It says, please tell me a little story. And here is, I don't know who sent me these. I'm not sure. They're little tiny book pages, and they're so cute. And there's little poems and different things on them. And I just thought they were really cute, and I didn't want to tear them up to use them for background. So I folded them up and put them in here. And yeah, so that's what's in there. And put that back in the pocket behind this page. Okie dokie. And then, okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this. Let's see, here we go. Okay, then you turn the page. And there is this page that says, down the meadow green, let us go dance and play, and look for violets in the lane and ramble far away. And behind this, there's a tuck spot, and there's a picture of a little girl, isn't she darling? And it says, just breathe. And then on the back it says, Precious jewel, you glow, you shine, reflecting all the good things in this world. That was Maya Angelou. And yeah, I just thought she was so cute. Okay, that goes down here. And then in this little tuck spot, I have some blue chip stamps. You know how your mom or somebody used to save those, and then you'd save a whole bunch and you'd go down to the place and you'd redeem them for some really great piece of crap. I'm sorry, that was not funny. Yeah, and there's this picture of this little boy. I thought he was so cute. And on the back, it says age 12, 7th grade, 1940. So I don't know who this little guy is, but yeah, that was a long time ago. He's probably a very old man right now, if he's still around. And here are some millinery needles. I think, let's see, New York and Chicago. And you open them up, and it's upside down. These are high grade English steel. And a lot of these things came from my grandmother's stash. She was an amazing seamstress, and she had all kinds of, you know, stuff. And I hoarded it, and I thought, I gotta let go of some of this because I am still trying to downsize, and I'm still trying to move houses, and I'm just really slow. It's not going quite the way I had planned, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, here is a picture. I thought she was extremely pretty. This has like a towel behind it. Somebody did a saddle stitch on, and there's all kinds of fabrics behind each thing that you may or may not recognize as something. Okay, let's see. In here, says greetings. It's just a postcard, and I actually know that this came from my friend Angel in Vienna. And here is another postcard. It's a little Dutch girl with wooden shoes and a windmill behind her. And this is dated 1912, and it was sent to Michigan. So that's pretty darn old. And here is a card. It says, she decided to free herself, dance into the wind, create a new language, and the birds fluttered around her, writing yes in the sky. And there's a bunch of birds, and yeah, the word yes. And there's some music paper. Whoops, sorry. Don't worry, you're not falling over. It was me again. So that goes behind here. And then you turn the page, and there's a little girl. That's, it's an actual picture, but it's been ironed onto fabric, and some trims and different kinds of laces. And this one, okay, this has a bunch of my grandma's stuff. Here is a little bobbin, which is made out of metal. I think they're all made out of plastic now. And here's a little pocket, and there's a set of buttons from, what does it say here? Imported in Haiti, imported from Japan. So, and here you have some snaps. They don't really say anything. They didn't made in England. They didn't used to say a lot of things about stuff like that, but I did make, this is a little needle book I made out of my grandma's stuff, and it's got some homespun and various things. And then in here there's these are 10 cents, these are hooks and eyes. So yeah, they don't have a date on them, but 10 cents for anything is probably a long time ago. And this some buttons, and those were 29 cents, made in Japan. So that goes in here. And then we have some pins, and we have some safety pins, and then we have, this is a very old card, and it has 5 cents each, and what they are is lace monograms. It says Parisian lace monograms, and my grandma's last name started with an R, and the monograms are R's. So I'm sure she was going to do something with those, but I just thought they were incredibly amazing to see a 5 cent monogram from Paris lace. And here are some more needles, and these are best quality, made in Japan. Okay, so that, oh, I'm sorry, I bumped it again. I'm just kind of, whoops. There you go. I'm just kind of clumsy. So that's just tied with this fabric and put in there to go with the rest of the vintage sewing stuff. And here are a couple of lovebirds. And there is a something behind this. Says, she wanted to soar above the clouds, so she grew wings on her heart and took flight. And that goes in here. And then the whole card opens up. It says, Emily Dickinson, love, hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. My hopes are not always realized, but I always hope. And I think that's what keeps us going, is hope. You've got to have hope, or what's the point? So, and here is more. I hope you guys can see this. My thing keeps kind of like dropping down. You know, I'm not real good at this fancy stuff. Oh, that's the card we just saw. So never mind that. That goes back in here. And then we got a little girl with fairy wings. And I just put fairy down there in stamped letters. And let's see what we got in here. There's some things behind her picture. This is a Tim Holtz card with a bunch of birds. There's a little guy, and it says the same thing about never hesitate to have an adventure. This is a postcard of bunny rabbits from my friend Angel in Vienna. There is not a date on these, but it is very, very old. I do know that. And here's a picture of a couple little cute bunnies, and it says there are fairies at the bottom of our garden. They often have a dance on summer nights. The butterflies and bees make a lovely little breeze, and the rabbits stand about and hold the lights. And I thought that was a really pretty fairy. She's a rub-on that I got. So, okay. This goes in here behind the little fairy person. And, oh, there's something in here too. Okay. Here is a card. And it says, above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely place. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And that's from Roald Dahl. So, and this is something. Quiet are the little lives. sharing sweet songs and tender words for those who listen with an open heart. So those go on the tuck spot to the side of the fairy picture. Okay. And then we have another page that has, this is snippet with some various things on it. I bought some snippets from Chrissy Crosser. I get to say her name again, Chrissy Crosser. And I don't know if this is one of hers or one of mine that I made. I cannot remember. But it's her idea. I got it from her. So anyway, here's a little thing. It says, "Life is short. It's up to you to make it sweet." And this is just a picture of a little girl with a bird or a dove or something. That doesn't say anything on the back. So that goes in there. And then we have this lovely home where life begins and love never ends. And behind that, we have a Biltmore postcard. This is from 1940 in Michigan. And I got that from Angel. I got this really cute picture of this little guy. And it says, "The laughter of a child is the light of a house." It's an African proverb. And here is a picture of a little girl with a cat. And write in this journal just a note or a scribble or a secret. Write in your own handwriting, even if you don't like the way you write, because it's a part of you. And someday someone will find it and remember you were here. You had real hopes and dreams and ideas, and they will know you cared and you took the time to leave a message. So that's a little incentive for you to write in your journal. And that's got a little house and a tree and just, yeah, a little cute page. Some birds, bluebirds of happiness. The whole thing is designed to make you happy because we all need that, especially now. I mean, everything is mixed up and crazy, and I don't even know what's going to happen to any of us. There were 2 tags on this back page, and one of them is missing. It must have fallen out while I was going through the book. This one is just a little tag. It says, "Made with Love" by Jen and Bunny. Bunny had a big part in that as well. He is my muse and always keeps me going. So that's it for right now. I do have some other things, but they're not quite ready to go yet. So I just wanted to, show you what I'm working on, and I hope you like it. And I hope Christy Crosser's not mad at me because I stole her ideas. And Bunny, do you have anything you'd like to say? I sure do, Mom. I sure do. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you're excited about spring. I'm really excited about spring. Woohoo, woohoo. Sometimes that just makes me hop, 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 hop around because I'm so excited about spring. Woohoo. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. But wait, thanks for coming by. Love you guys. Bye. Bye, Bunny. Goodbye, my friends.